Hello everybody, this is Pete from Paw Labs and I've been trying to get to this video for about 2 days now and something keeps jumping up and stopping me. So what I'm going to talk about right now is the war game. The war game, the creator side is virtually finished at this point. Code complete is what I would call it. Finished is a hard word for me to actually utter because invariably I'll test it and change something. Nothing's ever in my book finished. I forever tweak things. But left to right in this is only the export uh, and then the import into the player kind of concept. So I have units being placed on the board. I've actually installed a splitter bar here that lets you resize all of this. You can resize the screen and everything resizes. We can add and subtract the cities and the units. Let me show you the unit. Now, this is one of the isometric city images that I downloaded from the web the other day. So hold on, let me come in here to the Nazis and we will place, because I use different isometrics for each of these players. Um, so my other town was George, so I figured I'd go ahead and give Martha each equal representation here. So we'll issue the points and then go ahead and let this guy be able to produce our three elements. And lo and behold, now we have an isometric city that's a Nazi city. And it's got a nice little 3D-ish town icon there. So I know the actual map maker has these cities. I may actually add these to that, and then we can just identify the hex. I don't know exactly what I want to do with that. But a couple days ago, I came across the first structural mistake in the program, and that comes over here to the map player, the game player. Currently, or at the time I discovered it, it was attached to the war game. So you have a game, you have two players, and then you have a bunch of maps. Well, it dawned on me in a campaign game, you actually may have different enemies on different maps. So game player had to move to the map layer and leave the wargame level. So the only thing wargame has is maps. Maps has 5 different classes that are children of his that he has to take care of. So I went ahead and tackled that the other day. The biggest fallout that I had was on this screen right here, because when this screen originally came up, you could put in your players and then load your game map. So I've reordered this, and this is all not activated until after you've imported a map. And since this version only supports one map, the ability to add more maps over here is gone. And so ideally you would come in, there's no map, you would collect this, import a map into the game, then you could create your your players, and then move on to the actual creator is how it works now. So minor tweaks here and there. I want to get into the terrain rules next. And the terrain rules are kind of interesting. So let's go ahead and modify this. And let's come in here and say, okay, this is an artillery unit. We have a distinct graphics category of this entire map is right here. And so you can select any category and say, okay, if this is foliage, then artillery's movement cost is 4. He can only move through those at 1 square at a time per movement. Probably 2, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to play with that. You also have the ability, if we came in and said artillery, foliage, and then defense effect. Okay, well, that's a double-edged sword. Uh, so a defense effect would be to, I think we need an offense effect and a defense effect. So if you're in the woods, then your defense effect is going to be +1 or maybe even +2. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Hold on. Doggone this icon. Okay. +2. Okay, so that'll all work out, right? Let's see. Foliage modify. Oh, okay. So it got horseplayed here. So we can say it's 2. All right. Now, uh, if you have, I'm going to add a offense instead of just defense. I'm thinking this through. We need an offense. So their offensive capability is going to be -1. So trying to shoot cannons through the woods, you're going to lose, a bunch of points there. So we can worry about how this is implemented on the other side. But for now, what we want to do is say, okay, artillery firing in woods has a minus to their offense. They have a plus to their defense. Okay, so anybody firing into woods would have a minus to their offense. So, and that's where I kind of argue around with myself. But yeah, I think that's the point, is that we need an attack aspect and a defense aspect. Now, that's going to be pretty much the creator side of things, is to be able to do this. The next piece is actually to write is this export. Once I get it exported, then we can start focusing in on the other pieces. The other pieces being, and I've actually already started this somewhat. Let's see, we do have a Wargame server code that has been started, and this is bringing in the client server piece. He's going to be an exe unto himself, and he's going to have virtually the entire game loaded into him and be able to look things up and answer questions. The game players, I actually have the game players started. I've been working on the screens, and I want to show you the game player screen. So you can see kind of where this is going. This is the Wargame player when it comes up. Oh, yes, go ahead and save that. And so basically, you got your game over here. This area is going to be for message. This area is a timer that's going to be firing, counting how long you've been playing the game. Here's where you're going to finish your turn phase. Here's the game and author. You have the whoever hosts will have the ability to save the game at its current location. These buttons are actually just buttons at the moment. One of them will be a configuration. This is your game turn here. We'll have a mini map of the game, this game map over here. And the idea initially that I have is that when you click a hex, you can have up to 2 units in a hex. This would actually display the 2 units of the hex you've selected. I have a video out there showing you what the menu is going to do, the action menu that'll pop up. And so things are proceeding, I guess, is the best way to say this. And hopefully on my next video, we will be able to export and maybe even import into this and start showing some of these pieces come up. So that's this video. Stay tuned.